Hello beauty news family, welcome back to the Makeup Breakup. This is a series where we destroy makeup. We upload new videos every Wednesday and sometimes just randomly, especially in December. So if you want to see more, don't forget to smash that subscribe button before we smash some Nuda. So we are starting off Huda week with the new Nude Palette. This is the latest eyeshadow palette from Huda. Some people have pointed out that missed opportunity, should have called it Nuda.
It's fair.
Gotta agree with that. But I think Nuda is it's a type of motorbike. That's irrelevant. Although I would say that brand doesn't want to be associated with this. But what we're going to do today is weigh the new palette. We are going to destroy it, take a close look at her new and amazing eyeshadow formula, and then we will weigh it and find out what it really contains, repress it, and come back with some comparison swatches.
Hooray! Comparisons!
Yay! So this palette claims to contain 19.7 grams and it contains 18 eyeshadows. For a little bit of comparison, past palettes, this one up here is the original Rose Gold palette, contained 18 grams, and Desert Dusk contained 25.2 grams.
Or so it said.
Yes. In this palette we have matte eyeshadows. They're just standard matte shades. I've used them. They are nicely pigmented. They blend really well. Then we have the new formula, which is, it's described as multi-reflective shadows with a versatile pearly to iridescent finish. And these look like hamburger patties, marbled with chunks of fat, but essentially they're just little pockets of like pearlized mica.
We've also got a couple of glitter shades that people have really wanted us to destroy in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing it today.
Yes.
We're destroying the whole thing.
And there is also a pressed pearl shade, which is this one here, and a creamy concealer base, which I wouldn't call a concealer, but it's pretty good for an eyeshadow base.
Probably not best in a pan with
No.
a bunch of different glitters and powders, but
You know,
it's a thing.
whatever you want to do. But that's why we're going to get that one out of this palette first. Otherwise, it's going to be unusable. First out, last in.
Yes. Do not touch or breathe on it.
No.
It will go fluffy.
Yeah, it will. These are surprisingly hard. When you dip a brush in them, they do kick up a lot of product, but they're firm.
How are these ones to use?
When I use them, I take a brush and do the little gentle scrub back and forth to pick it up, because they are like they're actual. Yeah, I'll show you. They come out metallic when you swatch them on a finger. So if you've got a silicone brush or something, they're good, or use your finger. Mm-hmm. But you can get that exact same effect using a brush if you can get the product on the brush.
Which is the hard part.
That's the hard part. You've got to know how to do that without digging a hole in the pigment. These three here,
Boring.
put them on the eye, they all look exactly the same.
Okay.
These three and this one.
I did see your tutorial, Hayley.
Kind of sad. It's kind of sad because they're all really beautiful mauvey colors, but
same shit, different day.
Yeah, same shit, different day. People have said that they look a lot better on deeper skin tone though, so there's that. All right, let's get into one of these glitter shades.
Oh, I'm very excited for this.
I'm interested to see what happens here.
Oh my god, it looks so good.
Oh.
I just hope they repress.
Yeah.
I feel like we should repress that without any alcohol.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god, look at it, it's so pretty. I want to smush that on my eyes.
That's pretty cool.
Have you used these ones, these glitter shades?
Yeah, I have.
What's your
They've
thoughts?
got their own grip, which is good, but it's a matter of getting it to pick up on a brush densely enough. They apply so much better with your finger. But look at that.
I know, it's so pretty.
So, by our weights, the palette contains 26.7 grams, which is 7 grams excess.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a lot of product. That's a lot of product. I reckon that wet one
was
would,
heavy.
would be heavy.
And
yeah.
the glitters would be heavy too.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. Here are all of our shades, all of our little colors. We're going to mix these up and repress them in the palette.
We'll show you some repressing of some formulas, but not the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because that will take forever.
Yeah, and it's boring.
Yes. How's that going into the pan?
Feels alright.
Because I know that with the Desert Dusk, this was the one that a lot of people were pretty bummed that we didn't repress because they wanted to see how the glitter went.
Yeah.
This is different, this formula though, because it's
It
got
is.
a binding agent, whereas the other one didn't.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fuck.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's
Done.
done. That's it. Alright.
Success.
They're in, they're fine. Let's continue. So we've just mixed a little bit of isopropyl alcohol into this. We haven't mixed it up very well though. We're going to try and keep some of that speckling, and we are going to try and press one on its own. Hopefully there's just enough alcohol in there to hold this. And because I know someone's going to ask, we always use isopropyl alcohol to press all of our eyeshadows.
And the less the better.
Yeah. All right, last one, the concealed shade. Let's get it back in here. So we will let this palette sit. Oh, I'm
Yeah, it's pressing it cream.
Yeah, it's good shit. We will let this palette sit for a couple of days and we will come back and compare it to an unpressed palette. Unrepressed. Right, we're not going to mess with it anymore because I think that's a bit temperamental. In the snap of a finger, we'll be back with some comparison swatches. Alright, we are back. It's a few days later. The palette has had time to dry. We are going to swatch it and compare it to my palette, which has not been repressed. So let's see how the shades have held up.
From visual analysis, the colours look quite different. Like, I find a lot of colours here look quite muted. So if you compare like even that brown to that brown, I don't know if you can see it. This looks much more vibrant than that one. It's really strange. The concealers look completely different. Yeah, they do. That almost looks like it's the one next to it.
Yeah.
That looks a lot more grey.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Let's start with these ones because they look different. So this is the repressed and this is the original. No, that's
don't repress your mattes.
Formula.
Don't repress the mattes.
Yeah, that's not great.
Not good. Do not recommend. Maybe try something like Teddy, which is also another matte.
Alright.
We'll do a couple of each. Why not?
Feels a bit different. So that's repressed. I already know this is bad. And that's the original.
Whoa. Okay.
I don't know how they would apply with a brush. It might agitate the product a bit more, but I think the original eyeshadows are quite softly pressed. You might be able to see that they do kick up a little bit of product in the pan, and even more so when you use it with a brush. Yeah, and I mean, it's pretty obvious.
And the repressed one sort of looks like just a rock.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's...
Yeah, the formula hasn't coped well. So this is Secret from the repressed palette, and this is Secret from the original palette.
Alright, there you go. If you break it, you're screwed.
You buy it.
Don't repress it. Don't repress it.
No, maybe just buy a new one. Let's do some of the... Oh, even these feel different. Alright, this is Daydream from the repressed palette.
Looks alright.
And this is Daydream from the original palette.
Different colours.
Isn't that weird?
But I think with that sort of formula, there is going to be variations in the colour.
Yeah, I would say so.
But
it's got the mica specs.
But at least they look like they perform similar.
Yeah. Charmed. Let's give this a go. So this is from the repressed palette, and this is from the original palette.
Beautiful.
They look the same. Yeah. They look pretty good.
Okay, so the mattes are trash, but the shimmers are fine.
Yeah. How about glitter? Let's see how these have gone. These have gone straight back in the pan.
Yeah, we didn't put any alcohol with those.
So
should be exactly the same.
This one's Excite, and this is from the original palette.
So the same.
They're the same.
Alright, so what we're saying here is if you break a shimmer or a glitter, fine.
It's fine.
If you break a matte, you're in trouble. You've ruined it if you're repressing it.
Yeah, they don't... The finger swatches definitely aren't very good. We're going to do a brush swatch. I'm going to do Spanked because there seems to be a bit of a colour difference. Just So this is the repressed shade.
And it's got a glitter flecks on her
Yeah, I
arm.
know, I can't get it off. No primer, just bare skin. I'm just going to flip the brush over for the original non-repressed shade. No, it's bung to the formula.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is a good example of why sometimes we choose not to repress a product we destroy.
Yeah.
Because often the outcome, you can sort of vibe it that it's not going to be usable.
Yeah.
Now I will keep this palette and I'll use these shimmers and I'll use the glitters, but I'm well aware that the mattes are not
what
good.
They're intended to be. Yeah. So there we go. But like Kat said, that does explain a lot of the time why we don't bother repressing palettes, and also it takes a really long time to do.
Yeah.
And it's often actually not worth it, because a lot of the times things won't work the way they're intended, especially with the way a lot of brands are trying to innovate their shadow formula these days. They just don't seem to really come together that well afterwards. So we just make a judgment call on it. But we hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for more Huda content.
Yes.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.